See a beautiful driveway. Look at that. Look at all those Chevrolets, guys. Anyway, this is what we're working on today. It's a customer vehicle. This is a 07 Silverado. It's a classic. That's why it's not the same body style as my 07 Avalanche back there. But we've got going on here, it's a problem that that a lot of these vehicles have. As a matter of fact, the 99 through, I think it's 99 through 06 or 07 Silverados had this issue so much that GM actually extended the warranty coverage to 150,000 miles or 10 years on these. Unfortunately, I believe this one's slightly past the 10 years and way past the 150,000 miles. This thing's got almost 200,000 on it, guys. But it's the blower motor resistor. What happens is, well, actually there's several different symptoms you can have. The one this one's having is that even after you turn the key off, the blower motor for the AC, you know, the HVAC, it keeps running. And the first thing I want to show you guys is, alright, now this guy, what he did is he couldn't figure out how to shut it off, so he just disconnected his battery. But I want to show you guys, if you have this problem on your Silverado, you don't have to disconnect the battery. Let me show you what to do. If you come here under the hood, and look in your little fuse box here. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm so glad I got this camera mount. But you've got this little under hood fuse box here, and if you flip the cover upside down and look at it, I'm hoping that this is focusing for you. But right here, well, there's not a number really, but you look right here, it says blower, BLWR. That's an abbreviation for blower, guys. But you look at this fuse here, it's a 40 amp fuse. It's one of these. Alright, it goes right here. Now watch when I turn this on. Listen, hear the blower kick back on. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but if you're having this issue, until you get it fixed, that's all you got to do is pull this guy right here. Alright, alright, now that you've got the, you've got the fan shut off, the next issue is accessing this blower. Now, it's actually pretty easy on these trucks. Let's see if I can pull you off the mount here, a little tripod. Alright, if you come in here on the passenger side, underneath, and I'm not sure if this camera is going to pick it up, but there's two, it's a 7mm bolt is what it is. Two of them in this panel right here. You're going to have one down here at the end. So you take that guy loose. Well, it's kind of hard to do with, I'm holding this with one hand. But you take this guy loose, and then there's another one back here somewhere. Yeah, there's another one back here. Once you take that loose, this guy should just drop right down. So I'm going to do that real quick. As soon as I get you guys back on the tripod here. There we go. If you guys get a shot of my butt crack, I apologize. All part of the game. Now, I'd like to say too, it is real uncommon for these vehicles to actually make it to 200,000 miles without this being replaced. So I'm almost expecting to once I get this off, to find out that this has already been replaced. And GM did a recall on this, and the recall they did, they replaced it with an updated resistor, and I think on some of them they actually changed the plugs too. Now the problem I'm going to have is it's Saturday. I was called about this vehicle at 10 o'clock last night, and generally when I do this, oh, by the way, yeah, once you get those 2 screws dropped, this thing just drops out of the way. Generally when I do these, I go to the Chevy dealership to get these parts, and sometimes you've got to get a new pigtail and resistor, and I'm not sure if my local parts store is going to carry this, so I'm hoping I can finish this video up in one day. Where I live, I've got an AutoZone right at the end of the road, which is where I usually go to for, like, you know, spur of the moment shit like this. But if not, I may have to keep this truck till Monday, as long as it's okay with the owner, and you know, so I can get by a dealership. Now, I also have a Chevrolet dealership that's only 2 miles from here. I'm actually in a pretty good location for doing what I'm doing here with Bad Luck Garage, but I don't think their parts, I don't think the parts counter is open on Saturdays. I think it's only open Monday through Friday. So, all right, guys. Once you get this guy unscrewed and unplugged, he just pulls right down out of here. Now we still have to unplug it from the blower motor here. This is your blower motor. This is a, I don't know if you guys can see all this. You see all this corrosion? I mean, it probably looks like dirt on the camera, but it's actually corrosion all around here. This is weird though. Okay, this isn't what I'm used to seeing. Like I said, this is the first 07 I've done. What I'm used to seeing is kind of like, it looks almost like a circuit board, but I guess they've switched over to these aluminum heatsink looking things here. But anyway, what happens is this thing gets constant 12 volt to it, and you know, it switches on and off to the motor here. Sorry guys, I'm having a brain fart. I stayed over at John's when he was working on painting that motorcycle. You can see that in another video. Big Rob's Suzuki that John's repainting the fairings on. I wasn't planning on having to work on somebody else's vehicle today, so I stayed over there drinking a little too late last night, and it's kind of early in the morning, and my brain's not working properly. But anyway, this is not what I'm used to seeing. It's similar, but not exactly. But this is a little later model than I usually work on. So what I'm going to do is get this disconnected from the we got a plug back here on the blower motor. This is the plug that goes into the resistor. Like I said, we should be getting a constant 12 volts going in, and what this does is it grounds it out until it's needed. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining this right, guys. Like I said, I got a little bit of a hangover today, so don't tell the wife. Shh. She'll bitch at me for drinking. I don't drink that much anymore, so my body's not used to it. But anyway, it grounds it out, you know, to turn this blower motor on and off. Well, what happens is something in here has melted down or something like that. This is almost like a relay, guys. So something's melted down, and it's just constantly flowing the power through it, even when the key's off now. So we're going to replace this guy. I just got to get it unplugged from here, and then we got to go to the parts store, and hopefully they've got these in stock, so I don't have to wait till Monday to get one from a dealer. Yeah, guys, this is why I don't get shit done, because my wife comes out and yells, biscuits and gravy. All right, we got a full belly. Back at it. Don't you guys wish you had a wife to cook you some biscuits and gravy? Alright, so I'm trying to get this plug undone. From the blower motor. It's just got like a little indent. You've got to, I actually need a shorter screwdriver. I'll show you guys once I get it out how you operate this thing. I mean, I can't really hold a camera and do this. Hell, I can barely do it without holding a camera. Well, I can't see the little clip. Okay guys, now when you're under there, this is the plug that plugs into the blower motor. Okay, and the blower motor, you know what it engages, it's got a little thing that sticks up back here, which is how this works. And there's two ways to get it off. I mean, this is a simple thing, I'm just showing you guys because when it's under the dash, it's kind of hard to see, especially if you got a big fucking head like I do. So you've got two choices. You can either try to wedge a screwdriver under here and pull, you know, pull up on this guy to release it, or what I find easier is, you know, the thing that's the prong that's sticking up through here is just go in there and push down on it, and push down on it and pull back, and you know, it unplugs it. But anyway, here's our part here. I'm not sure what this thing's actually called. I mean, some people call it a module or a resistor. I call it a resistor. But you can see in here all the condensation has caused like corrosion and stuff build up on here. I don't know what shorts these things out, but I mean, I'm not going to try to clean it. I'm just going to replace the damn thing. I'm just kind of showing you guys what it looks like after being in this truck for over 10 years. All that stuff there that looks like dirt probably on the camera, that's actually corrosion off this aluminum heat sink here. So I'm going to go to AutoZone at the end of the street here. Hopefully they've got one in stock. If not, I'm going to call the Chevy dealership and see what they got going on. Okay guys, so I just went to 3 different parts stores and the dealership and found out exactly what I was afraid of. Like I said, they extended this, they extended the warranty on these trucks because of this issue. So in the past, I've been able to get this original part from the dealership. Okay, now even the dealership doesn't carry it. This is the new part. All right, and this is kind of like, see, this is what I'm used to seeing. Remember when I said I first pulled this out and I was like, that doesn't look like. All right, well, this is kind of more what I'm used to seeing. This is kind of a universal fit, because what it's meant to do is, basically what you're doing is, this is a 07 Classic, okay? So it's got the same guts, everything underneath as a 99 through 06. 07 was a transitional year for Chevrolet. I think I might have said that earlier in the video. So you had what they called the Classic, which was this truck, the 07. It's the same body style. It's got the Gen 3 engine in it, all that. Then you've got the regular 07, which is what my Avalanche is. It has the Gen 4 engine, and it has the more modern stuff underneath. So basically what I have to do now is I have to adapt this more modern blower motor resistor into this truck. So what we've got to do is, the plug that would normally plug into there, you see what we got here on the new one. So the kit is $102 instead of the $45 or $50 I'm used to paying, and it comes with the new style plug. But I have to cut off the old plug in the truck and install these wires. Then this will plug in, and this will plug into the blower motor just like it used to. Normally what I do is, if I'm working under the hood and I'm putting wires together, I solder them. In a case like this where I'm working inside the vehicle, I'll just use crimp connectors. I'm gonna go in here and see if I have some crimp connectors. Now they make a kit that's a little cheaper, but I don't like to buy the cheaper kit. It's only $20 cheaper, and believe it or not, it actually comes with crimp connectors. The cheaper kit does, but it does not come with the correctly color-coded wires. And I like to have everything. You guys know I'm kind of OCD about stuff, right? So, you know, pay $20 more, get this. You know, this. I called the customer and explained the situation, and he was like, yeah, okay, just get it. So, not ripping anybody off. He knows what's going on, and I'm gonna go in here and see if I can find if I've got the right size crimp connectors for this. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, it's getting kind of warm out here. I had to shed the jacket. But anyway, I found, not only did I find the right size crimp connectors, but I found these, they're weather tight crimp connectors. After you put them on, you know, you can take your little torch or lighter or whatever and heat them up, and they shrink to fit the wires. So originally I was thinking I was going to solder this, but I mean, hey guys, if it's if you've got weather tight crimp connectors and you're actually on the inside of the vehicle anyway, so it shouldn't really matter, but I got weather tight crimp connectors, so why go through all the trouble of breaking out my solder iron if I don't have to? Make shit hard on myself. I do that a lot too, guys. I make shit a lot harder than it has to be. But we are not going to do that today. No sorry, Bob. We're going to crimp the connectors on. John just called me, and he's over there. I don't know if you guys watched the video right before this, where he's repainting the front cowl or fairing, whatever. Well, I guess it's a cowl. I keep calling it a fairing, but the fairing's on the side. So he's repainting the cowl on Big Rob's motorcycle. And he called me a little while ago while I was going to get these parts, and he's like, hey man, you need to come over here and film this part 2. And I'm like, well, I got a customer vehicle in my driveway right now, so I'll be over there when I get done. Alright, so we got this end crimped on, and this is why I spent the extra $20, guys, and got the I got the one that had the same colors as the original GM wiring, because this way there's no guesswork. I just go in here, match up the colors, and crimp stuff down, and we're good to go. And now we're going red to red, black to black, and purple to purple. If you you know, if you guys are, if you're talking about the difference between a $70 part and a $100 part, or I'm sorry, a $78 part and a $102 part, I mean, you're talking about saving like $32 or $34, something, you know. If you're buying near $100 parts and you're worried about saving, you know, $20–$30, then you know, you can always do that, but it just makes it a lot easier to spend the extra money. And now, you know, like I said earlier, I would not have done this without contacting the customer, because, you know, I'm always going to give them the option, even though it creates more time for me. You know, if you want me to save you a little money, but here's the deal, guys. I make around $25 an hour on my regular job. So when I'm doing stuff for Bad Luck Garage, for you know, for paying customers, If I'm working, this is taking time away from my family and my personal life. So I look at it like this: if I make $25 an hour on my regular job, if you want to pay me to do something in my personal time, I'm charging you twice what I make in my work time. I figure that, you know, that kind of sort of makes up for the time I lose with my family and, you know, whatever else I had going on for the day. So you know, if you buy the cheaper part and it's $30 cheaper, but it takes me an extra 20 minutes to figure out what to do with it, and I'm charging you $50 an hour, and you're not actually saving $30, are you? I mean, you might be saving 10-15 bucks, but anyway, like I said, I leave it up to the customer, and this customer wanted me to go ahead and get the, you know, the better part. So that's what I did. Yeah, you know, I was talking about, you know, doing this in my off time, taking time away from my own things. I actually have a shed in my backyard that I'm supposed to be dismantling and moving right now, and I'm doing this instead. So, you know, I'm just telling you guys, if you want to start a garage, or, you know, or just like a side business, like, you know, Bad Luck Garage is my YouTube channel, but I actually went ahead and registered it as a business because we started having people wanting us to work on their vehicles. It's kind of weird, huh? You start a YouTube channel and all of a sudden you got people contacting you, hey man, how much do you charge to tune, or how much you charge? Okay, well, I'm game. But anyway, so what started off as a YouTube channel is kind of turning into a little side gig for me. But price your time right, guys. I mean, you don't have to rip people off to still make good money. If you go to a dealership usually charges people around $100 an hour. Some a little more. I don't know any dealerships in this area that charge less than $100 an hour, but I know several that charge more. Some of them are, you know, $150, $175 an hour. And then to make matters worse, I know it's kind of immature, but I got in an argument with a guy on a forum the other day, or on a Facebook page, because he was talking about something that, you know, GM does, and he was saying, okay, I got this, I'm going to interrupt myself, I got this all together, and like I said, I use the weather tight crimp connectors. So I heated them up with a cigarette lighter. I've got a little torch somewhere, I just can't find it, but, you know, I heat them up with a cigarette lighter after I crimp them, and it, you know, it shrinks up, makes a watertight seal, so not worried about this. But anyway, what I was telling you guys is I forgot what I was telling you. Oh, anyway, I got in a little argument with the guy because he was like, well, GM charges 24 hours to do this. And okay, number one, they're charging you 24 hours to do something that only actually takes them 4 or 5 hours to do, which is kind of funny. And number two, they're charging you $100 an hour at $24 an hour. So the total cost is like $2,400 to do something that takes 5 hours. Okay, so I just want you guys to think about that. So, you know, when people wonder why, you know, mechanics have such a bad rap, it's like, I'm charging you $50 an hour, and there's still people that are like, you're ripping me off. And it's like, no, man, not only am I not ripping you off, I'm saving you a shit ton of money. Take it to the dealership, ask them what they charge to do it, you know. All right, so this new one, you know, it comes with your little insulator pad. You got to peel the back off, stick it on here. My camera, my battery actually looks like it's about to die. So you saw removal. Installation is pretty much the same as removal. You know, peel that off. We're gonna stick that on there. So I mean, we got our wiring done, guys. So all we got to do at this point is, you know, plug this into the blower motor, plug this into the new, you know, into our new resistor here, and, you know, screw it back in where the old one went. Like I said, my camera's about to die, but so I'm going to shut this off right now, and I'm just going to put everything back together the same way I took it apart, guys. You saw the whole process, so let's get that done. Okay, guys, just so you can see this, got it back up here. Here's our new harness, new plug. You know, you put it back in here, you just put your 2 screws back in, plug it back into your blower motor here, and I actually have the fuse back in now, and it is not running, so that is fixed, guys. Now go up here just to be sure, turn the key forward, and turn the fan up. Oh, why don't, yeah. Oh yeah, turn the fan up. There we go, guys. Key off. Fan turns off. So that was in fact the problem. So all we got left to do now, take this guy. We're gonna put him right back up here where he goes. Just like that. We got to put our screw back in here. Our screw back in right here, and that's it. Alright guys, so that's the end of our video on fixing the blower motor resistor on a 99 through 2007 Chevy Silverado, or 99 through 2006 Silverado, 2007 Silverado Classic, which is what this is. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. I'll see you next time on Bad Luck Garage.